All right, we should be good. We should be online. Good evening to everyone who tunes in, who will watch this whenever you decide to watch this. The name of this video is called Name This Whatever You Want. Because it doesn't matter to me what you name it. Get what you need from it, keep it moving. You know what I mean? It's probably a lot of, that probably makes a lot of noise, right? So let me stop that. The reason I have in headphones, what's up 305 Capricorn, is because it's kids around. So unless you want to hear a bunch of screaming and can't hear me, then we'll have to improvise. Nonetheless, so we back in here once again, just to share a little information. You know what I mean? You see, I had to kind of switch my look up a little bit, so on and so forth, just experimenting with different things. So what's been going on in the ethers, not necessarily current events, once again. Just as we approach 2020, I just have to let you know what's going on so that, okay, let me explain it this way. Because I know I've been making video after video after video after video after video, teaching you about all different angles. What's up, love and light? This time, I want to speak more about the reason that, let's see, how do I word this? The reason that this even matters. The reason why 2012 was significant or 2020 is significant. Why are all these things significant? Let's go in further detail. It's not just a shift in consciousness. It's a shift of the planet. The earth evolves just as we evolve. So as the earth evolves, as it rises in dimensional value, then we are forced. This is not a choice. Whoever has you thinking that this is a choice is misleading you. But why did I say that? Because I'm not just going to say anything and not back it up. If you think it is a choice to study, it is a choice to live a spiritual lifestyle, it is a choice for you to become more cybernetic. If it's just something that you can do if you want to, or if you don't really care about it, then you don't do it. If it's treated in that fashion, then it will never equate to anything in your reality, which is why most people don't stick around too long. The reason most people don't stick around too long, like it's not that many people. Let's just say, take it back, y'all. Everybody should be adults here, or you should be an adult now, even if you was like, I guess, a teenager in 2012. Just think about it, because I don't want anyone to take what I say on face value. Think with your own mind. Go back to 2012, right? 2011, 2012. Go back in time mentally and look at how the information was affecting people, right? So on and so forth. Everybody's making videos about everything, Eastern philosophy, Western philosophy, so on and so forth. Fast forward to 2020. How many of those people are still relevant? How many of those people are still active? How many of those people are still putting in that work? How many of those people have evolved and are doing something unique and original at this point that has not been done before? How many people truly have benefited from the information that has been received? You would think, if you go back in time, if you were conscious, because I was already there in terms of I knew that this was the route to go before it was 2012. So it's like I had the vision the entire time. So I have studied the evolution, which is why I feel inclined to speak about it, because many people, even if you just woke up in 2012, you didn't really see the evolution about what was happening before, because you may have just awoken. So you may have just started to research in 2012. So for those who are more new, you may not have seen the evolution. You may not have been conscious for the last 10 years and has seen the various stages of this evolution. So let me give you some insight. You go back and you look at how excited people were, if you look at how vibrant people were, it's as if for a certain group of people, this was like their spaceship, this was like their mothership, this information was like the holy grail, right? Because you can't condense spirituality into one thing in the sense of it's Eastern philosophy and Western philosophy. It's not just East, it's not just the West. It's a combination of a lots of things. So when the whole New Age, we were bombarded with tons of information from all over the planet. So it wasn't really just one thing. Everybody wasn't just talking about meditation and chakra. Some people was talking about alchemy. Some people was talking about astrology. It was information from all over the place, from all different walks of life. And it was like a new breath of fresh air, if you want to call it that. Fast forward to 2020, it seems as if most people are kind of falling off. They're just doing whatever they're doing now. It don't really seem as if the transition really affected them deeply as you may have thought when you were observing these people in the beginning. Again, most of these people are not even around. Let me give you an example. Like the people that I would watch on YouTube back in the mid 2000s, 2005, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's probably only like one, maybe two people that are still active from the times when I was seeking knowledge. Back in those times, I can probably name only one person that still is pushing with it. But if you go back in that time, it was hundreds, probably thousands of people pushing it. Why didn't they last? Why didn't they last? I'll tell you why. They didn't last because, just like I was speaking about in my previous videos, they never discovered the root of the information. They never discovered the root. And because they never discovered the root, they never solidified themselves in a lifestyle because they never discovered the root of whatever they were proclaiming. They don't even know who originated the information. So there is no way for you to root yourself in a particular lifestyle if you don't even know the origins. You may think you know the origins, but if everything that you are receiving is coming secondhand, like you're dependent upon the words that a person speaks, which a lot of people was. People started putting the books down and listening to YouTube videos more than picking those books up. Then, because it was just a quicker way to learn, just to get in tune with the frequency. So that's no problem. I'm pretty sure all of us, not all of us, very few of us have watched thousands of videos when it comes to this information from all different people, all different walks of life. So we see that now it just seems like there is no root, there is no foundation. So some people over here, some people over there, some people over here, some people over there. Everybody, there is whatever type of structure that was supposed to be established wasn't established. Also, we have to take into account that the powers that be started to put out misinformation, which confused the masses. So the masses became more and more confused by people who were just giving out false information purposefully. I don't blame anyone if you just didn't know better. You just heard some shit and you just repeated it, whatever. But there are people who purposely put out misinformation. And of course, because the information is new to most people, they wouldn't be able to distinguish the difference between the reality and the falsehood. So that confusion separated and broke a lot of communities because it was As they call these people agents, were inserted into the communities. COINTELPRO, call it what you want. Agents were inserted into into the community, and everything dispersed. So this is why you don't. There's a sense of community isn't really is it doesn't even exist. Like everyone just is on their own path doing whatever it is that they're doing. You don't really see like look, I'm spiritual, you're spiritual. We should have something in common. It don't always work like that. Everybody isn't into astrology. Isn't into alchemy. Everybody isn't into the tarot. Everyone isn't into divination and earth magic and casting spells, voodoo, so on and so forth. You really don't know what a person is into, and most likely, whatever it is that they are into, they don't really know the secrets of that tradition or that religion because they're an outsider coming into something that predates them. So they're not going to be given no secrets or nothing like that. Like how many people that you were watching back in 2011, 2012 that became babalaos, that became priests, that became monks or whatever their path was. You don't really see too much of that. I'm not saying that that's the case for everybody, but you see very few of that if you compare it to what you think you may have seen or would have seen 10 years into this information. So when you look, I was like, man, we didn't have this information 10 years, and it seems as if that things are moving further apart instead of coming closer together. You don't really see a merger or a merging of consciousness. It becomes more and more distant. But this is the way it works. Yes, we are in a country that targets their own civilians. This is clearly documented. So when we are faced against these type of circumstances where your own government, the people that are supposed to protect you, serve you, to be your servants, it seems as if we are the servants to the government when it should be the other way around. So because of this fact, we understand that the information has been filtered. This is why in 2020, there's a lot of regulation going on the internet for those who may not be in tune. There's a lot of regulation. People are getting kicked off of Facebook. People are getting kicked off of Instagram. Some people are getting kicked off of YouTube. You know, y'all should be familiar with the whole Alex Jones got deplatformed and all that. So people are straight up getting deplatformed. This was really unheard of 2011, 2012. You know what I mean? Because the information was just flowing freely. It was just so much information. You didn't really, people weren't getting banned unless, you know, they were clearly breaking rules and violating. But you just, nowadays, it's like the littlest thing is causing people to, their whole livelihoods is getting destroyed. Just say you build up a YouTube channel, you got 100,000 followers, that's how you make your living, that's how you pay your bills. Then YouTube says you violated some type of rule and your channel gets demonetized or something like that. Now, you have no way to pay your bills. A lot of people are facing this reality. A lot of people, and I'm not just in the conscious so-called community, but a lot of communities, even the ASMR community, for those who are in tune with that, where ASMR videos, a lot of them are getting demonetized. You know, for the younger ASMR artists, you know, the teenagers who are under 18, their comments have been disabled. So you can't even communicate on their videos. You know, yeah. So I believe you have to be 13 to create a YouTube channel. So if you are that age, whatever information or whatever videos that you put out, the comments are disabled because you're a minor, which is recent for those who don't know, because, you know, it was a lot of videos being uploaded to YouTube that was pretty much soft porn. And, you know, obviously, if you look at the comment section of these videos, it was just carnage. So YouTube decided to just block all comments when it comes to videos that has minors or the account is associated with a minor. So this is what I mean. There's a lot of regulations going on now versus 2012, 2011. It was like the free reign, free roam. You can say whatever you want, do whatever you want. YouTube is going to pay you. You know, you felt as if you can go somewhere with this information with the technology that you have. Nowadays, everything is like, okay, if you get out of line, it's over for you. So because the shift is occurring, like this is a result of the shift, because now this information is going to be harder to find. Like I believe there's certain videos that are not going to even be recommended. You know, most videos on YouTube are discovered through the recommendation tab, or the, you know, when you watch videos, you got the recommended videos. Like if you make a video about the flat earth, they're not going to promote it. If you make a video about, it was another topic. Oh yeah, the fake moon landing, that's probably like a red flag word, demonetized. You know, it's not going to be promoted. Go back to 2011, 2012, millions of views, hundreds of thousands of followers, communities are being built, so on and so forth. So things are becoming more regulated now. So whatever that was built is starting to crumble down. The so-called spiritual communities, conscious communities are crumbling. So this information and its authenticity, everybody's going to continue to put out videos, but authentic information from first-hand experience is going to become more and more rare. Why? Because there's really no money in it now. See, if you go back to 2011, 2012, again, there was a money interest. You could potentially, you know, pay your bills with this. Because this is becoming less and less of the case, you have less and less of a motive to dedicate the entirety of your life to, let's just say, doing things digitally, right? There's less and less motivation because the money isn't there. So unless you're doing this from your heart, you're not going to really see people doing this because it's they got other things to do technically, right? You know, you got to go somewhere else and, you know, get your bills paid. So we're going to see less and less and less and less and less and less because they're hitting people's pockets. They're banning their videos. It's just going to become a lot more hidden and occult at this point, which is why I speak the way I speak, which is why, you know, I don't really do too much theatrics anymore, because it's how much do you have to do to make people realize that you are authentic. I felt I'd done enough. Hundreds of videos showing firsthand experience, but that's the past. We don't need to focus on that right now. This is why we see what we see. So it's going to be less and less of this information that is pure, because there is no motivation for people. Like, I'm just about to get on, I'm about to talk in front of a camera and I'm about to reveal secrets for nothing. I'm not going to get no financial gain from it. It's not going to be, I'm about to build up a YouTube page and get followers. That fame and fortune and that individuality is becoming more distant. So people are doing other things. Why? Because they're chasing after the dollar. So wherever the money go, that's where they're going. So on the flip side of all this, it's actually the gold rush, or a golden age for those who are authentic, for those who are not concerned with a Google check or a YouTube check, who's not concerned with monetizing their channel, who's not concerned with followers, who's not concerned with fame. That is the only mentality that will survive past this. So all that extraordinary gain is becoming irrelevant. What's up? What is it? Solaris and Morbid Clown, Key Goddess, just shouting out at everybody. So this is where we are now. So this so-called the spiritual information is not going to increase. Its peak has already left. So whatever information that has been pure is probably hard to find on YouTube now. But as I said, this is a new golden age for those who are serious, who understand that energy is the new currency. I don't need to do this or whatever else it may be. It's not limited to YouTube or the internet. I'm just using it as an example. Whatever it is you decide to do. When you understand that energy is the new currency, if you got good energy, and I know that's a blanket ass term, because who determines what makes energy good? So I'm just using terms that people understand, but that's not what it actually is. So speaking on the surface, you have to be pure of heart at this point if you wasn't already. Because again, as we go further, you're going to see more and more people disappear because they're not getting paid, because that was their purpose and their goal to begin with. If there's no money here, why am I here? So you're going to see a purge. You are seeing a purge of people just not, like, if there is no money in it, they're not doing it. And if they are doing it, they're doing it for the money because they get paid every time they put out a video. So that's their motivation. Okay, I'm going to make a video. Every video I make, you probably get like $100 or whatever. So if you make 10 videos, it's $1,000. You make 100 videos, 10,000. So it all depends on the person's work ethic. That's beside the point, because who cares about anybody else who's not here for the right reasons? We don't even need to give that any energy. But I'm saying this to say the reason I'm still here, because I created this channel in 2013. So we like what, 5 years in? Maybe, I guess this year would be the 6th year. Yeah, because I created the channel October of 2013. So in October of 2019, it would be 6 years. The reason I'm still here, it's not for the money. You see, if you are on this channel right now, you can watch any of my videos and there's no ads unless I have music in the video, which is why I don't put music in the videos anymore other than my own instrumentals. I had to learn how to make my own instrumentals because I was getting tired of copyright. I didn't get copyright strikes, but if they detect that you have someone else's material in your video, then that gives them a right to put advertisements on your videos. So if you have seen advertisements on my videos, Ramadan Kareem, I appreciate that. Solaris, I appreciate that. Real talk. So that's the only time you will see advertisements on my videos. So I don't get paid. I don't get checks from YouTube. I don't get checks from Google. None of that. The money that I receive is for the services that I offer. I offer the services. Why? Because I had to put the work in. Because I did not want to be someone who's just speaking to you and can't do anything for you. So I had to make up in my mind, I had to get some type of skill set, which is why I became an astrologer. I became a numerologist. I became a tarot reader. This is why, and I have showed you guys all of these dimensions of myself throughout the years. I wasn't doing it for fun. I'm like, yo, I'm not just going to come on here and lie. I'm not going to come on here and not have a service to offer you other than words. So if you look at most people, they don't offer any services. I've noticed that too, and I found that really interesting. A lot of people that speak about all of this information, they're not astrologers, they're not numerologists, they're not tarot readers. They don't offer these services. I'm not speaking about everyone, but most people who are in this realm don't offer those types of services because they didn't study, they didn't train themselves, because that was never their goal. It was not to offer a service, it was to get paid. This is what it's about. So Saying all this to say, this is why we are in the phase we are in when it comes to conscious community, spiritual community, and why you see so much carnage, because people are getting paid now. So it has become entertainment. It's more entertainment now. It's more about, I see it. Y'all see what I see. Y'all know I'm not making this up, where you just got people just at each other's necks, but they're getting paid, so they have a motivation to do it. You think people beefing, and they're not really beefing. They're just getting views. Then you see people come together. I thought y'all was beefed out. It's all for the entertainment. And so be it. Why? Because unfortunately, a lot of so-called black people don't see outside of the realm of entertainment, because that's what's pushed in our face. Basketball player, be a rapper, whatever, it's entertainment. Like, oh, as long as you're an entertainer, you can do well in life. That's what's pushed in our face. So most people follow the fame because that's what they see. Monkey see, monkey do. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Why? Because people are impulsive. People are emotional. That's a part of life. People pretend to be up here, but they're really down here. Nothing wrong with being in tune with your heart consciousness. But I'm not talking, your heart consciousness has nothing to do with your emotion. Your heart consciousness deals with your intuition. Your emotions are strictly chemical reactions in the body. So when you feel, oh, I love you, you feel love, that's a chemical reaction. You feel pleasure, chemical reaction. You feel pain, chemical reaction. Most people don't have no idea what love is. They associate it with the feeling that's generated in their chest area. You are causing yourself to feel that, because in your mind, like when I guess somebody tells you something that you want to hear, you like to hear, it makes you feel good. It triggers your body to release chemicals into your bloodstream, which creates the euphoric feeling that we experience when when you feel connected to a person, when you're intimate with a person. But that's still individual. That has nothing to do with the other person. They're just like a vessel. They're just a vessel that stimulates you. But that's the type of reality that we live in. Most people have no idea what love is. Love is not even physical. Love isn't even physical. Love don't have shit to do with who you fucking. Love don't have nothing to do with who the fuck you look at every day, who the fuck you sleeping next to, who the fuck you fuck in the shower and shit. Like, that don't have nothing to, that's just human shit. That don't have nothing to do with love. But who cares? I'm not here to tell people, oh, you need to switch, do whatever the fuck you want to do. What's the title of this video? Name it whatever the fuck you want. It's just not about definites. I'm just giving my observations. So what is true love then? So I talked about what it isn't, but what is it? It's not physical. So if it's not physical, what is it? Let me give you an example of soulmates. Most people, let me not say most people don't even know what a soulmate is. They have that concept misconstrued. A soulmate has nothing to do, once again, with love. Oh, I'm out here looking for my soulmate. No, you're not. You're out here looking for falsified love. You're not looking for no soulmate, because you may not even be intimate with your soulmate. See, people don't even look at it like that. You have soulmates that may be of the same sex, so you're not going to be intimate with them, or the opposite sex. Regardless, either if you are attracted to the same sex, you may have a soul. What is it? A soulmate that is of the opposite sex. So it's not just strictly somebody that you're going to be able to pleasure. What's up, Callie? Callie and this motherfucker. So this is what I mean. This is why the world is the way it is, right? My soulmate is my sister.